The Bay Area's rock station, 107.7 The Bone.
How busy do the snakes keep you?
Very, until this tour where I took on my first employee. It's a guy I've known. I used to do business with his dad the first time I had reptiles. So I call him the Snake Whisperer. He's like me, maybe better. You know, so I don't have any worries at all. You know, used to be, I'd be in San Fran, I'd probably fly in today because I was home checking stuff out. But now, you know, I'll want to tour forever because I don't have to go home to check on the stuff because they're fine. So I have no hidden desire to end a tour to go take care of my stuff because they're fine.
So when you're out on tour, do you take that as an opportunity to kind of check out picking up some snakes here and there, or is that...
I went to a buddy of mine's in Kansas City. I went to a international importer buddy of mine in Denver, who I probably put his kids through school this year. Yeah, I get to do a lot of extracurricular things.
How many do you have, like, approximately? Or do you have an exact count?
Probably 200-300 right now, but like maybe 120 of that stuff I'm keeping. I got a lot of babies from '09 that I haven't really marketed, and I've got all the babies from 2010 that I haven't done anything with yet. But a week after I get home, there's a big reptile show in Anaheim, so I got 2 tables there. September 11th and 12th, I think.
Check it out. If you're in the market for a snake.
Yeah, please.
Do you specialize?
Yeah.
Is it pythons?
Carpet pythons.
Carpet pythons.
On my first time, I had a little bit of everything. Didn't specialize in anything. Now, 85% of my stuff's carpet pythons and then a couple guilty pleasures.
What made you gravitate towards the carpet pythons?
I dug them the first time, but I never really... They weren't developed... How do you want to say it? They weren't developed in collections to where they had a lot of different morphs, you know, patterns and, you know, cool little genetic twists going on. And now they do. And now, you know, it's like... What's the word? It's like the big time for carpets right now because all these different morphs are coming out and you cross them and create these things nobody's ever seen. This year, I created the third of its kind in the world.
It's very Frankenstein.
And the only one outside of Germany, so that's pretty cool.
Wow. So you're going to be on Discovery Channel soon?
I'm going to be on Nat Geo pretty soon.
Nat Geo, okay.
Rollins came to my place before this tour, and he's hosting that show. I think it's called Snake Underworld. It's not going to be a series. I think it's just a one-off.
But you could do a series. I mean, if you had it in you.
People talk about it all the time. I heard good ideas recently, so I just, you know, I don't want to take away from Slayer. I don't want it to be something stupid that somebody would say, hey, Kerry King did something stupid, you know, because then it links back to Slayer. So if it's not just a balls-out badass show, I don't want to be a part of it.
So maybe it should be on Spike.
Well, that's kind of cheesy.
Yeah,
they both got cheese.
It's true, it's tough.
Actually, I think this one was talked about Animal Planet, which intrigued me.
Oh yeah?
Because Animal Planet's, you know, it's cool.
They've got a lot of integrity. They don't have a lot of reality shows.
Yeah.
There's no families.
Chuck Billy's going on.
Is it 6:55?
Must be.
Yeah. Okay.
We're done.
I know, right? I'm like, no, because I do want to get some on tape about what's going on with Slayer in the future, like, because obviously you guys are used to having your lives mapped out a year to 2, 3 years in advance. So what kind of projects are you guys putting out coming up?
I don't know. I mean, I know we're going to South America this year. I don't think that's announced, so it's not confirmed, but after that, the Australian thing, festivals in Australia for the first time. Usually we play our own shows. And after that, I would imagine we go back to Europe, and, you know, at some point, hopefully we talk Big Four US, Big Four Western Europe, and
everybody is all about that, and it just seems like
we're all about it.
We're all
Metallica's
waiting for Metallica,
all about
right?
it.
No?
Yeah.
We're waiting for them to find the time, or we're waiting for them to.
Well, everybody's got to find the time. I mean, they've been touring a lot for the Death Magnetic record, quite a while, and we just started, so. And I know we're busy probably till at least the beginning of next summer. If Big Four stuff came up, probably through the end of next year. So everybody's in agreement. I think everybody wants to do it. You know, everybody I've spoken to, you know, I had a blast out there. What was it like getting everybody together for that first time? It was cool. It was the day before I think Poland was the first show. And Metallica had a dinner that only band members could go to. And that was really awesome. I thought it was going to be kind of cheesy, but it was really awesome.
Was there anybody? Because obviously you've all toured together, played together, and seen each other over the years. Was there anybody that you actually hadn't seen in a long time that you finally got to hang out with?
I never really. Well, before this tour, I never really thought of Metallica as friends of mine because we always ran in different circles. You know, we weren't enemies. It just we never hung. And me and Dave Lombardo hung with Lars a lot. You know, when we stayed in towns together. Hung out with Kurt one evening. I just saw Trujillo yesterday in L.A. And I left the tour, you know, finally after 30 years feeling Metallica are friends of mine, you know. I'm sure we'll still run in different circles, but, you know, now I can text Lars and say, you're in town, come over, you know.
Awesome. So was there any, like, schism? Because Metallica has had their commercial period, for lack of a better term, and Megadeth has had, like, a big commercial period as well. Not so much Anthrax, but a little bit, let's face it. And you guys have always been very, very true to the original style of music, and you've been pretty vocal about that. Was there any kind of friction or anything, or did everybody just kind of just blow it off?
You know, I saw, I can't remember what magazine it was in, but it was a while back, and all you see is Lars's face on a full page, and he said something like, a Lars quote, can't remember what it was exactly, but it said something like, we made some kind of monster just to piss Kerry King off. And I went, that's awesome! I got the biggest metal band in the world talking about me. That was awesome. I loved it. But I think I don't even remember. It was probably right around when that movie came out. But you know, we just kind of all went in there. It's like, you know, whatever happened. Everybody's been a kid. Everybody's had their testosterone moments, and you know, we're gonna do this. Let's have a good time.
You think everybody's finally at that magic combination of still wants to kind of have a good time and party, but has the maturity to not let the little get to them?
Probably.
Because 15 years ago, the Big Four probably couldn't have happened.
Yeah, and I think Lars and James talked about that one night we were hanging out. And they're right. I mean, they were in the middle of whatever record that was 15 years ago, you know. It could have been Load, Reload,
the
something.
Blakk album was 20, so...
Blakk was 90, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like after making the biggest metal record on the planet, you know, that's when they're trying to refigure out who they were. So yeah, that wouldn't have made sense because we were still going down the heavy road and they were trying something new.
Well, and at that time, metal was kind of morphing into...
Well, yeah, grunge took it over.
Completely different things.
You know, I wasn't into grunge. You know, I liked the good bands like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden a while back. But, you know, as a movement, I wasn't that into it. And then new metal came out, like the Limp Bizkit horse. And that was like the darkest period in my career. I just wasn't into making it. That was Diabolos and Musica, you know, and I wasn't much a part of that because I was just so anti what music was popular. I couldn't understand why people like Nikki, you know. It's like, come on, man.
and never once a thought for maybe if we tweaked this, we could sell more records or anything like that.
No, I mean, we do what we like to do. We don't do this. We didn't start doing this to make money. We did it because we liked it, you know, and people came around to what we like, so good for us.
Good for everybody. Let's go watch this one.
107.7 The Bone.
Streaming online at 1077thebone.com.